Hello, everyone. Welcome to Street Politics with Talisha. I'm just chiming in today to talk about, 9/11, of course, of this horrific thing that happened 17 years ago on all Americans. It don't matter if you're a Democrat, don't matter if you're a Republican, conservative, liberal, independent, somebody that don't vote, down, whatever. But as Americans, that was just a horrific day, and I would never forget it. I could just remember it just like it was yesterday. I was sitting in my living room because I used to like to watch the news or whatever. So I'm watching the news. I see they say a plane had hit the Twin Tower. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, how in the hell, like, what was the aircraft, man? What was wrong? Like, how did the pilot hit that? So I ended up picking up my son at that time. He was, he had to be about 5-6 months old. He's 17 now. 5-6 months old. So I pick him up. We watching the news and like, dad, we watching this like, dad. As I'm watching the screen, literally looking at the screen like I'm looking at this screen, I'm seeing a plane come hit the other tower. I instantly got to screaming and crying. Manager, I got an infant, so I'm yelling, and he's kind of scared him. He done started crying, and it was just like the most awful is feeling like death just came and punched me in my chest. Like that's how I felt. Like it hurted so bad to witness this, and then at the same time, remind you, when we was in school, we learned about an architect about how the Twin Towers was built to sustain anything. Like it wasn't supposed to crumble on nothing. Still watching the news, we still got this coverage. Next you know the towers just fell, and I mean you seen people scattering. It was just so sad. Like I felt so bad for all that. Like my stepmother, my father's wife was I think she was on a train or RTA, and they got up in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? Like all them people, you just see all these people running, and you just see like this, like a funnel just chasing them from the debris just coming down on New York. It was just, I just never witnessed and seen nothing like that, like a day in my life. Like that shit, that stuff was so sad. Like, I cry every time around this year because it's just a sad thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt, anybody that's here in America, if you was, I'm just gonna say America, around the world or whatever. Everybody, if you was living around that time, everybody knew their place and time and exactly where it was at. That's like a moment in history that we as Americans gonna always remember. It's just gonna be always sad. And then at the same time we watching that, we hear another plane crash around in Pennsylvania, but not at that moment we didn't know that they plane had been hijacked, and that was supposed to be for the Pentagon. So it's just like people are really hateful. You know what I'm saying? People, it's really sad that you can be trained up and raised to feel like you dying for a cause to cause harm on somebody else. Like I never understood terrorist groups. Like they are trained to kill and die, and they think they going to be with God. I just don't know what Bible they reading, even as Muslims. Like, what Bible are y'all reading? Because you know what I'm saying, it's sad. And then that's when a lot of stuff came. The people started want to blame every Muslim. It's been just sad ever since then. It was a lot of stuff said about George Bush around that time. People felt like he knew what was going on, and you know what I'm saying, all the conspiracy theories, like, you just never know what really transpired. Well, we know what happened. Bin Laden caused the terrorist act on our soil. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad that they was able, but them people that was on that plane in PA, like, I commend them. I commend the other ones too. But I could just imagine just being on that plane, and I'm telling you, if I was on that plane, I'd be dead, because, I mean, I would have been dead because it crashed, but I would have fought dying, because you ain't about to just pull out no box cutter and you think you about to hold a pilot. And I know in my mind what you think you about to do, and just a few of y'all on here I tell everybody, like, look, some of us about to die, but it's okay. But he ain't about to cause as much harm as they think they about to cause. You know what I'm saying? And them people on that plane, they fought. You know, and then them text messages, them people was texting their people, calling them. Like, that's just, I mean, I don't even like hearing it, because it's just too emotional. It's like, it just every year on 9/11, it's like you get cut back open to a wound that's never, it feel like it's never going to heal. It's never going to end. Then you got to listen to those phone calls of those family members that's listening to they loved ones, knowing this is it. You know, knowing this is it. I'm about to lose my life. I'm on this plane, they hijacked it, and you know, it's just all crazy and all just insane. And, you know, my condolences, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody. I mean, America was affected by this, whether you personally had somebody that passed away, or look at the after effect of 9/11. All those people that went in there, when they said, I already knew that was a bold-faced lie. And any scientist, anybody that's in HASTAC, that know all that different kind of, you had all them fumes from the gas, from the plane, you had all that stuff from them towers, all that stuff from that building, all that stuff coming down, and you told them responders that it was going to be okay for them to go in there as they did, and a lot of them is dead from cancer. One, I forgot, I think it was a firefighter, I think they said he died last year. So it's like, the whole hookup, like, was crazy. First responders running in there, just dying, trying to pull people out. And then some people that still ain't got the remains of their loved ones, because it's nothing, like nothing, some of them, it's nothing left of them. Imagine that you have nothing to hold on to. You know, people cherish those little things. You know what I'm saying? They cherish grave sites. They cherish ashes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we got that we know of them. And then some of them don't have that. All those over 3,000 some people that died. It's just a sad day for America. And I think shouldn't nobody, especially in the political arena, be talking about nothing but 9/11 today. Today is a day to put aside the politics. This ain't the day for that. You can start back over tomorrow. Today is remembering how America was affected and never been the same after then. Because then after then, look how George Bush sent them into Iraq. You know, it's just crazy. So, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family members, to the family, everybody that was affected. My thoughts and prayers go out to America, period. Like, it's just an awful day of remembrance, an awful, horrific act that those people thought that they was doing that was some good. Like, the evilness of people. Because I know, by me being a Christian, I don't see nothing that God would tell me to take somebody else's life, to sacrifice. Like, this ain't, like, I just don't understand terrorists. I don't understand their thinking, that you go around killing and terrorizing other groups in the name of your God. I don't know what y'all thinking, but that's just let's just remember the folks, and let's commend if you see any first responders, you know, get them a hug and tell them thank you for your work, thank you for your sacrifice. I told a police officer that last night. Somebody like a son to me got killed, and we had a visual for him yesterday, and the police came. It was a lot of us, but like we was like kind of like in the street, and there was like 4 white cops that can remind you as in the projects in the hood or whatever. 4 white cops that came. They came in like in 2 different cars or whatever. So they came up. I came out there and talked to them. They already knew what was going on. They was real kind or whatever. And I just told them, thank y'all for y'all service. Y'all be safe out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're trying to bridge the gap. What in our community a lot go wrong when it comes to police officer. You know what I'm saying? All police officers are not bad. And those white cops that was there, they really could have shut it down, because we really wasn't supposed to be in the street. We really wasn't supposed to be where we was at. But you know what I'm saying? They had sympathy and compassion on what we was going through. You know what I'm saying? They could have, I wouldn't say they could have made things worse. They could have implicated, they could have did their job. And then we would have been upset, because we wouldn't understand how they can't feel how we feel. But they sympathized with us, and these were white cops. All of them was white. And they came at the top of the street. They had 2 cars blocked up. Then where they was at, they had 2 cars blocked up. They sat there for an hour while we was out in the streets. And then after saying, they just told us, like, just move over into the field. Y'all can be over there, and this is that, and everything was fine. You know, we gotta commend. We gotta give credit when credit is due. You know, and we can't just enforce that all cops are bad, because there are a few rotten apples. There's a few rotten apples in everything. Everything you do in life, it's always a few bad people. So I just say that to say, like, hug on some law enforcement. You know, first responders, them firefighters that was running in there. They was running into the. You know, people run from fires. They run in fires. Police officers run to the gun shootouts. We run from them. You know, and the man, he told me, he was like, you know what I'm saying, I just pray that I get to come home every night. That's what the officer had told me. And I was like, I pray that you come home every night to your family too, because you don't deserve to be slain out in the streets because you doing your job. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you all about 9/11 and send my thoughts and prayers out to America as America grieve. You know, the healing that get going on, but it's just fresh to me. Every 9/11 is just fresh to me. So thank you all for tuning in with me. Let me know what you think. Tell me, comment below. Let me know where was you at on 9/11, and what was your thoughts of everything that first happened? Because we, in the beginning, we didn't know exactly what was going on until, like, when the second plane hit. It was like, oh no, this is something else. It's no way possible 2 planes done. It's not in the right area. They're supposed to be hit. Both of these hit them towers like that. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in with me. Y'all all have a blessed day, and everybody be thankful and grateful for life, because you can be anywhere and a terrorist attack can just happen. You out here enjoying life, and somebody else just choose to want to take yours. So thank you all for tuning in with Street Politics with Talisha. Like I said, comment below and let me know what you think. Goodbye.